Hello everyone, this is Joanna. Thank you so much for joining me. Today it's holiday card time. I am using this wonderful stamp that was given to me. There is no name attached to it. It's a Stampendous CRR143, so I will look up the name and I will put it on my blog. But this is the stamp that I'm using. It's only one stamp and that's it. Using glitter, I'm going to show you how to apply glitter in different ways, and you can find your favorite. I also am using the puffy paint because I run out of Liquidex for the snow, and I'm not sure about that. We'll talk about it later, but let's get started. I already pre-stamped the image, and I am using mixed media paper and StazOn, and for that, and the reason for that is because I am going to use watercolor pencils and I'm going to color some. Now I'm grabbing two colors. One is, they're both kind of, this one is like gray blue and the other one is just a little bit lighter, and I'm just gonna go over different areas here, and I'm gonna create the feel of snow, and then I'm gonna cover it by glitter. It's just so fun to watercolor. I do not know how to watercolor, but this is like probably the closest that I will ever get to watercoloring, so I'm always excited when I get to take out a brush and start playing with it and pretend that I know what I'm doing, and in reality I don't. So there you go. Let me see if I want to add the other color to it, just a little bit here and there. I don't even know if it's necessary. I don't know if we even need that. Just a little bit more here. Yeah, mixed media is great for watercolor and other stuff, but if you have a watercolor paper, use watercolor paper. I was just going for smooth. I wanted something smooth, and here we go with the water. I just dunked it in the water, and yay, we get to play. So fun. This is just really fun. And when you stamp it, you have to make sure that the ink is not going to smear, and StazOn is always a good bet. It's really good when it comes to watercoloring, and I use it a lot with that when I do that. Alright, almost there. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Beauty of watercolor. Alright, so I am good here. I forgot to grab a yellow pencil. I would probably put yellow in the lights, and now I just have to wait and make sure it dries. And this one is a dried image right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tape on a double-sided tape. Basically, if you have a tape that can cover the whole entire thing, that's great. I don't. My tape is a little bit, it's not wide enough, so I actually have to cut two pieces and put one piece and then another. And I just realized that I cannot use this card. I already put there's another card that I made. I already colored it and I put the tape here. I had issues peeling the tape off, so I got it ready here. So the tape, the double-sided tape, is already on. We're gonna peel it off, and you can see all the stickiness is exposed. It's gonna be absolutely perfect for my glitter. Now I'm gonna tell you some things that I do like about it and other things that I don't, but it really does a great job attaching glitter to it. It really does. And a wonderful thing about it is that you get to use the project right away. There is no waiting time. You don't have to wait for anything to dry. There you go. Look how pretty that is, huh? Look, gorgeous, shimmery. However, because I did not have a tape that was wide enough for my image. You can see that I have glue sticking on the edges here, and I really don't want to use my glitter on it because I don't want to waste my glitter, honestly. So that's how it's gonna go. This is one way of applying glitter. Let me show you a different way of applying glitter. Now, if you don't have a tape, you don't worry. The Mod Podge. The Mod Podge, the wonderful Mod Podge will help you. Okay, now, let me see if I can grab a sponge here. And I did. Let's just put a little bit of Mod Podge right there. And I'm going to grab my paint brush. And you just apply it. And you know it comes on white. It will dry clear. And nice thing about it is that it's definitely cheaper than a tape, and it will go a long way. I'm just gonna apply a decent amount. And also, if you have detailed images, it works fantastic on it because you just apply it with a brush, not like with a tape. When you saw that I had all those corners sticking out that were just, it was wasted glitter, really. So just make sure that we apply a nice amount so that it's nice and gooey. That's, we want the gooiness all over, because otherwise the glitter is not going to stick to it. Now, one thing that I'm going to tell you right off the bat that is not an advantage of using a Mod Podge is when you're doing a quick project and you want it to be done like right then and there, because you are going to have to let it dry. So that's the thing. So here we go. We're going to apply the glitter to that, and it is going to look a little bit white, but you don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. It will dry beautifully. It will dry just great. So there you go. And you almost don't see the image. You see that? But when it dries, it will pop up. Here is one that I did. You see that? You see the difference? And this one has the Mod Podge on. And it's dried and it looks fabulous, doesn't it? It looks just great. It's definitely a cheaper option to the tape. All right. Well, let's get moving on. Now, I stamped out the images like I told you. I stamped out a bunch of them. And because my cards have the dimension, for each card I have to stamp out 2 images because I'm cutting out a frame from one of them. So what I just did was basically I grabbed some Sahara sand ink. Let me just move some stuff here. And I started sponging the edges. And you sponge the edges, they look fabulous, and then you can put the card together. And there are different, you see here that I have done different things with the cards. You can see that this frame, for example, is a little bit different. I'm going to show you in just one second how I did that one. But you're just going to keep on sponging the edges until you're happy with the darkness. And when it's dark enough and it looks antiquish the way you like it, then you just can attach it, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I also have decided to add some color to it, just a tiny bit, because I like the antique pieces that have just a tiny bit of color peeking through. So I'm using crayons just to color the green here. Don't have to be too perfect. There. And I'm going to do the red berries. Honestly, I would probably keep on going with it, just to get it even more darker. But yet, I don't want to use a darker color cardstock because I really love the different colors that are coming through. Now here, this one I did on a craft. You can see that I did that one on the craft paper, so you can see how it looks on craft. And here we have it on the white. So this is all the sponging. And right here, what I did on the frame, I did the foam tape, whatever, the puffy tape. You know, I ran out of my Liquidex and I really don't like the way this thing works. So if you do want to try it, go for it. It's basically liquid that you apply, puffy one, and then you heat it up and it pops it up. Liquid Applique, which I will mention in my blog, is way better. So I am not going to be even using it on any other of my cards because I like the other one so much more. Okay, so here we go. So here we have a frame and we are already ready to place it here. So now it's up to you if you want to make it darker or what have you. But before we go, I just wanted to show you how to do this frame here. Now, I'm using mixed media paper for all my stamping. However, for this application, you want to go with the thinner cardstock. And the reason being is you want something that you can work with a little bit easier, and it's thinner. So I'm using, I believe this is 80 or 90 pound Whisper White from Stampin' Up. I'm not sure really what the weight on it is, but it's not nearly as thick as the mixed media paper that is 140 pound, and you really cannot do anything with it, any kind of bending. And here I'm just cutting those in a random order, really, just to let it help move. And actually, what I did on my card itself, I cut a circle, but then the rest, you see it here, I went and I just realized that that's what I did. I tore it so that it's all very antique-y looking. So you would go around and you would tear it, okay? And you keep on tearing it, and once you're done tearing it, you'll go and you start folding it. So it's going to be entirely up to you. And if you have something, something round that might help you, you can do that. And after we're done folding it, and I think that the ripped edges are just so much better right here. So try to do the ripped edges, like I said. I just don't want to take your time right now doing it. But the ripped edges definitely are a must in this. And then I'm going to sponge some more. Just make sure that it's very important that you have paper that is thinner, the thinner paper, but not like copy paper, because you still need somebody to this. Okay, so after you're done with this, we're gonna take the sponge. We're gonna start sponging. But like I said, rip the paper. I just don't want to redo it for you again. And at the end, I actually take it and kind of get the edges with the ink pad, just for the extra touch. But after you are done, this is what you're going to get without all those little pieces inside. So this is what the outcome is gonna be. So here you have it. You have it one that is, it's white on white with the tear edge. You have this one here with that foam tape. I'm sorry, foam, the puffy paint, which I do not like personally. And then I think that this one looks actually much better when it's clean and It's going to look much better when it's just clean and doesn't have that puff paste. I put the greeting here just to cover the green, because I did not cut out the green here. I just did an oval circle. It was just easier that way. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you'll grab your stamps and play with them today. Thank you for watching, guys. Ta-ta!